Alright, welcome back everyone to the stream. Today is day 11 of becoming a full stack developer in 8 months, and we're picking it from where we left it off yesterday. So we're doing the calculator app, and we've done some pretty good progress yesterday, and I think what we're going to work on first is the floating point numbers, because currently, as you can see, if we try, for example, to input 4.5, I don't know how much you can see, but actually maybe there is another thing to work on, because if I don't refresh the calculator, currently you cannot see it, but underneath my webcam, I guess let me try to show you. Underneath my webcam, 4.5 is stored as num2 if we don't refresh it, and it should be num1. So this is not going according to plan. As you can see, if I refresh it and try to input 4.5, it's stored as num1, which should be the case. Now, if we try to multiply it by 2, we can see it only multiplies the first number and we get 8. Now, if we try again 4.5, as you can see, it goes into number 2. And I think this is because we don't set the flag to false somewhere. Let me put in a new watch point for x for expecting num2. I'm sorry, let me delete that. Come on, expecting num2. As you can see, it's true. If we refresh it, it's false. 4 times 2 and so on. If we say plus, and that should have evaluated the expression as well, but it's not doing it. But anyway, see, num1 expecting num2 is still true. This should be the case at the moment, but if, for example, we hit the C, it should not be true. So this is a pretty easy fix. If we go to the button clear, we should set it expecting num2 equals to false. So having those watch points here, you could alright, so you should be able to see now the expecting num2. I'm sorry for that, but having the watch points here makes debugging a lot easier. So now, if we do 4 times 2 and we hit equals, it is 8 plus 8 plus 9. Alright, so now the thing is, it is not evaluating the second time we have an operator. If we click now the C, expecting num2 becomes false, and we'll start from the beginning as well. 4 plus 4 post. Now the post should evaluate the expression, but it's not doing so. So let's see what is going wrong. Minus. This is changing the operator. Just a sec. Alright, so it should be somewhere around here. If operator is not no. So if the button we just clicked is an operator and the operator is not no, so for example here we will not go into this if statement because the operator is no, 5 for example, but now if we click it we should go into this into this if statement and operate based on this. Now why is it not doing so? Let me try to see. I'll remove this breakpoint. So let's do, for example, minus 45 minus 8 plus maybe add it here as well. 45 minus 8 minus 9. E dot target of the operator IDs. It's not even going into here because we're returning it. Okay. We are returning it now. Let me get rid of this return to see what will happen. No, it tries to operate without a num2. Although I think we should put these two, the equals and this, both into an if statement that will go into only if there is num1 operator and num2 present, and if not, we should not even go into those if statements. So button equals, and right here we should basically have this also up top, but we can make it into a single if statement probably. If let's get this whole thing. If num1 doesn't equal nothing, otherwise if it has a value, if num2 has a value and operator is not null, then I can get rid of this and put them both inside of this if. So this way they will not try to operate if we're not done with num1, num2 and the operator. So for example, -4 plus 5 plus wait a minute, 4 plus 5 plus. Alright, I think now it works. Do I still need this return here? Let me try it quickly. 4 plus 5 times 5, 8 times 2. Good luck today, bro. Thank you so much, Xander. Thank you so much for tuning in, my brother. By the way, where are you watching the video from? What time is it where you at? Because you're here all the time, and for me it's quite early. For me it's not even 6 a.m. But thank you so much, my man. 11:47. Perfect. WSG. What is up, Cryptic Out of Context? What's up, my brother? Thank you so much. AM, indeed, right. So you're a few hours ahead. Nice to see you guys. I think this is working a lot better now. Let me add in a breakpoint, kind of to see if everything's setting up correctly. 4 plus 5 plus 9 times 2. Yeah, it's working a lot better. I don't think I needed that return right there. I figured that we'll need kind of a list of equations to see if our calculator is working correctly, but as of right now, of course it's not, because this should have been 5. So we're still not getting. And can I console walk console.walk num1? Yeah, okay. We're still not getting the floating point integers correctly. How to calculate decimals in JavaScript? So change parseInt to parseFloat. ParseInt is integer numbers, not decimals, and it ignores the decimals when the user. Alright, I'm just wondering if just using parseFloat will be enough. For example, whenever we have parseInt here and here, if we change it to parseFloat, will this also calculate the integer numbers? I'm going to change it quickly everywhere. I think this is it. Oh no, one more. Okay. So let's see if parseFloat now will be able to calculate the integers we have. I'm going to save it quickly, and 2.5 times 2 is 5. Yo, I'm digging the consistency. Keep it up, of course, my man. Thank you so much. I think this is the only way forward to be consistent. Thanks so much, my guy. I'll be consistent. we'll go through it together. But as I can see, it works now. Oops, yeah, I should not be able to do that. And it works with just regular numbers as well. Times 2 equals times 0.1. Okay, perfect. Now it works even with decimals. Alright, the percentage, I haven't done anything about the percentage. My man tried to take a 10-minute break here and there, so you rise. Yeah, I know my man. In the beginning I tried to take a 5-minute break every 25 minutes, but I feel like I just get into flow state and then 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes I get completely out of it. So I tried to work for a bit longer, 40 minutes to an hour and so on, and I take 10-minute breaks. But I've only been streaming for 16 minutes. Maybe my eyes like that because I just woke up. But yeah. Let me see the Linux calculator, how they do with the percentages. So how do you do 10%? That's interesting. 10% is what? 10% of what is 0.1 of 1. 10% to malformed expression. Right. 90%. So whenever we input just a percentage, it shows that percentage of 1. But how else do you use that? 10 minus 5%. So the percent is just minus 15%, 85. So the percent should be the percent of this num1, or 100 plus yeah, why are you able to input that many pluses? I'm not sure. Plus 5%, 105, 147 plus 5%. Yeah. So I guess if we have a percentage, it should be percent of num1. Can we do it the other way around? 5% plus 800. Kind of, yeah. But that is just 5% of 1. Alright, this will be fun. Let's see how to do it. How do they do it here? Plus 5%. Alright, 10%. Yeah, they don't handle it very well, and this is the example calculator that was in the Odin project, so even they don't do it like they should, I believe. 10%, 5, 14%. Yeah. Anyway, so let's try to do it at least like the Linux calculator. Let's see what we have. Can I input a breakpoint, and let's try to do 145. Shouldn't be here, maybe here plus 5%. So it doesn't get the percentage because here we say if it's a numeric key or dot or minus, and we can say also or percent, but what if people do that like 5% plus 5? What if they do something like this? We should say malformed expression, okay. Or key triple equals a percent. Or so right now to accept percentages as well, but let's see. 100 plus 5%. No, it doesn't. Alright, so it doesn't take in percents. Did I save it? 5%. No, it's not inputting them. So if key is numeric or a dot, or key is a minus, or key is a percent, and expecting num2 is not true, this is kind of a weird if statement here, but nonetheless I'm just wondering why, now that we're looking for percentage as well, but now it's not happening still. Display total value plus equals key. Go watch Indian tutorial nonsense. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure stuff on my own, I guess, because I've been in tutorial hell and it's not fun. So I'm doing the Odin project because there is no hand holding. They just tell you do something and you figure it out on your own. So I'm just trying to Google stuff, not watch tutorials. But yeah, as you can see now, the percentage is being ignored. And this is where we set num1 and num2. So can we actually have that many? There is a bracket here. What are you doing right now? A calculator project for the Odin project. Yeah, JavaScript. This is like an example of how it should be working. So this is my version. If I drag it a bit down, here you can see it. But yeah, JavaScript indeed. I think what made you decide the JS path over the Ruby one? I'm just more familiar with JavaScript. I did a little bit of JavaScript before that. I guess Ruby is also interesting, but there are more jobs for JavaScript. The thing is, I am not actively looking to get into a developer job. I am trying to make my own project that will be like Fiverr but for influencers. So I'm going to be doing a platform, probably I'm going to live stream it as well. A platform where influencers can put up their gigs, much like in Fiverr, and then companies can find them and do business over there, and will be the middleman. But yeah, I need JavaScript in order. I don't need JavaScript, probably I can probably do it in Ruby, but the thing is, if I learn and do it in JavaScript and in React and so on, if in the future I decide to get a job, there is more jobs with JavaScript. Where are you? Yeah, Joe's. I don't know how to pronounce your nickname, but from the Odin project, they just told you. Thank you so much, my guy. But yeah, I guess if in the future I try to look for a job, there are just more jobs with JavaScript. Right, so where is this ending up? I don't know if I need this in here. Let me put it outside of the brackets and try that way. Is W3 school sufficient? When you go through the Odin project, they'll send you to W3 school. So yes, the resources are good there. The Odin project is like a collection of resources. So if you, for example, open this course and want to learn about classes, they will send you to MDN, they will send you to W3 school and so on. There you go, W3 resource. This is not exactly W3 schools, but yeah, I've been sent to W3 schools as well. So yeah, whatever makes sense for you, my guy, just try to read up and see what makes the most sense. Let x equals 12. Let's see now if we're able to get the percentages. No. Okay. %. Alright, now we're able to get the percentages. As you can see, num1 is a percentage minus 5%, let's say. Sorry, maybe that's too loud, I'm sorry. But we hit the equals and right, we still have to figure out how we're going to calculate it, but as of right now at least, we can type in percentages plus 5%. And this is correct, but we're working with 100, so that's why it's correct. If we do 147 plus 5%, is just adding the 5, and here if we do 147 plus 5%, we should get 154.35. So we'll have to figure out a way. Do you have made any websites clone? Have you made any websites clone? I haven't made any clones. I can show you the previous project that I did for the Odin project. It's this 3D rock paper scissors. I'm pretty proud of. Yep. So this is the previous project. I did it on stream, so you can watch back the previous streams, see how I did it. And also I haven't coded this, but I've made this in WordPress and Elementor. This is my business here. Or but I haven't coded this one. This is in, again, WordPress and Elementor, and I have to polish it more and so on, but yeah, this is like an e-commerce store. Okay. Not Russia, from Bulgaria. Now, how to calculate percentages? JS. Basic syntax for calculating a percentage in JavaScript is as follows. Percentage is value 2 minus value 1 divided by value 1 times 100. Value 1 is the larger value and value 2 is the smaller value. Alright. Calculated in percentages. Partial value, total value. Right, so if you want to get what is 2 of 10, what percent is 2 of 10, you get 20% this way. How do they do it here though? If you want to get 10% to 2% of 10, malformed expression. Messi or Ronaldo? I don't watch football, but I'd say Ronaldo because of speed. Right, I think because their calculator is also not working with percentages, I'll try to get it like as close to the Linux calculator as possible, and this should be it. But let's see now. If we have a percentage, it should be whatever percentage of num1. So we have to figure out if there is a percentage in the whole expression. And we'll know here basically. Can we do if num1 is going to, what is the average salary of full stack developer? I guess it depends on your experience. But we have different currency here, so I don't know where you're from. But if I have to talk in terms of bucks, let's say it's between 5 and 10,000 bucks for a full stack developer. If you're more experienced, you can get more, but yeah, that is per month. Right, if we catch that number 1 is a percentage, we can tell it to calculate as a percentage of 1. If num2 is a percentage, we can calculate it as a percentage of num1 again. So both times actually, wait, if it's num1, it will be percentage of 1, not num1. So let me bust out the calculator once again. So 7% will be 0.07. Okay, this is 7% of 1. If it's 12%, for example, it's 0.12 and so on until you get to 99%, which is almost 1. So if the first number is a percentage, it's a percent of 1. Now I guess we can put in another if, and if key triple equals a percentage, we can put in like a fuck. Oh, this is not a percentage, this is a percentage. We can set a fuck is num1 perk equal to true, and if that's the case, then right here, or actually maybe we should call like a calc percentage function first. What is that? I'm going to console log it. X is not defined, my guy. Yeah, I don't know why it's not, because you can basically do it like that, but because 12 is a no, I don't know. Anyways, if we have a function to calculate a percentage and we do const percent run this code, you get output 3012. Yeah, this is because 12 is a string, so it will concatenate it at the back. Anyways, if we want to calculate the percentage, we'll get usually we'll get A and B, but in our case we'll get A and B only if num2 is a percent. Otherwise we can set A as a 1 and then get B. I'm a modern stack developer. Perfect, bro, this is very cool. If you've done any full stack project, oh, I guess you've done full stack projects, but you can link in the chat so we can show it on stream. And that's very cool, my guy. Right, so I think this is like a default you can set if you don't receive an A to set it as 1, and then you can use B, and then maybe I have to see how we calculate percentages once again. So it's return total value. No, we needed the I needed the other way, that is with JavaScript calculator, these small numbers. Yeah, this one value 1, value 2. But how do we get which one is larger? Let me see. If it's on num1, we'll just call it on one number, and the A will be set as default, so there'll only be B, for example, and we have to make, so it's 5%. So if we say like 5%, it should be 5% of 1, and this is 5 times 1 times 5 divided by 100. So A times B divided by 100. And in that case, for example, if our first number is 147, for example, and the other is 5%, so we'll get times 5. No, this is not correct. Actually, we will get 735 and plus 147. Yeah, we'll get the right amount. Alright, so maybe indeed we can use it like that, and it will work just like the Linux calculator. So if key contains a percent, we have to set this num1% to true. Else we do it here, and this is num2%. So we'll define those two flags. Num is num1% equals to false, and then let is num2% equals to false. Then if there is a percent, we'll set them to true, and whenever we cooperate before that, we should check if num if is num1%. If that is true, then call percent on num1, but we'll have to parse float before that. And we can do if is num2%, then we can percent with parse float num1 and parse float num2. And before we operate it, we'll calculate the percentage. At least that's what I think in my mind. We can probably put this into its own function, but we'll see in a bit. After that, we want to set the percentages as the flags as false. Is num2. Have you ever seen my seen any Indian YouTube videos? Yes, of course. Who hasn't, I mean. If you're learning to code, like, inevitably you'll see some. Okay. And I guess here, if we reset the calculator, also we should set them to false. So let's see now if we get any percentages equals. So I still cannot do equal on just 5%. But let's try something else. Let's try 147 plus 5% equals, and we still don't get it. Now, why is that? Let me add in more watch points for is num1% and another one for is num2% equals false. So they're both false at the moment, but that's okay. I cannot show you, everything just gets too cramped, so I'm going to stop my face cam for a bit so you can see. Also going to stop those things, but yeah, you can see they're false at the moment. If I refresh, the flags are all false. So if I do 147, let me just try percent. Okay, so this flag doesn't go on to true, and probably this is because we don't set it anywhere. Wait, yeah, we'll just compare if it's true, but we don't set it to true. Okay, let's see now. 1%, that is true now. Okay, and if I do 147 plus 5%, num2% is true now, and we can calculate it, and we still get the wrong number. It should have went into here or here and calculated, but that's not happening. If it's on the button equals, so let's add in another breakpoint. 147 plus 5%. Okay, so now we should check on the button equals. Not this one, here, and let's step through it. If num1%, so this is false, we should not go into it, but we should go into here and we should call percent. Yes, we're calling percent, but we're not setting it to num2. So even before we go on to it, it will calculate the percent, but we're not setting it to anything. We get 735, which is the case. This is all good. But the thing is, we need to set it as num2. So num2 equals, and then this is num1 equals, and also here num2 equals and num1 equals. All right. Where is your face cam? I've stopped it just so you can see the watch values here, just so I can explain it better. I'll put it on in a second. So 147, for example, plus 5%, and if we say equals now, we get the right value. Perfect. So this is let me put in my face cam. Right. So this is exactly what we get in the Linux calculator as well, and I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let me stop these breakpoints. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to commit the changes so far that we've made. Git add all, git commit. So we made the calculator work with decimal points and percent values, and cleaned up some errors. Alright, perfect. We can make the first push of the day. Git push. And since I've been coding now for almost an hour, I'm going to set a 10-minute timer, and we'll be right back. I'm just going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Thanks for the support, guys. I'll be right back in a second. Alright, boys. I see that I got more subscribers and the stream elements is just not registering it, so I'll remove this for now. I don't need it. And I'll find another stream elements provider or something else to display my alerts and subscribers, because this one is clearly not working. It's been like 10 days since I've been trying it out and it's really inconsistent. Now what I wanted to do is, since I don't know what is working and not working correctly, I wanted to go into ChatGPT and tell it to give me some calculations that I can try on the calculator to see if it's all working fine. We can maybe put it on the left side like that. And alright. Do like that maybe, or actually make this larger. Okay, I made a calculator in JS that has those functions, and we'll say percent this multiplies minus plus dot give me calculations to test if my calculator works. Alright, so 3 plus 5 equals 8. Alright, 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6 equals 579 minus 12 plus 8. Yeah, alright, so we cannot do negative number and another operator, which if we refresh it, minus 12 plus no. Alright, so that's very strange. Why is it doing it? Because it doesn't make much sense, because if we have a minus 12, I should put a breakpoint somewhere. So minus 12, oops, minus, so it's thinking that first of all it's setting an operator when it shouldn't. Maybe it's because of this return that I removed. Let me double check. Minus 4 equals, okay, minus 14 minus 4 equals 4. Yeah, that should be right. Okay, let me try it again. So minus 12 plus 8 is minus 4. Perfect. Okay, 9 minus 4 is 5. 123 minus 456. Okay, I do not have the brackets, so I don't know if I can do that. Minus 3, yeah, it's 8, so minus and minus becomes a plus, so indeed that is working fine. Oh, okay, so we got the addition and subtraction working fine, at least with those examples. The multiplication, 42, 0 times 456, 0, minus 8 times 5, minus 40. Perfect, got the multiplication. Let's try with the division. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 123 divided by 0 is infinity. So in order to get the bonus points, we have to make this a snarky error message. So let me pull up the code, and round answers with long decimals so that they don't overflow the screen. So those two actually, let them type in decimals. Once per number. Alright, add the backspace button. This is not done, so we still have more things to do. Let's do the divide by 0. Can you actually not divide by 0, but 0 divided by 1, 2, 3? It outputs a 0. 1, 2, 3 divided by 0, division by 0. Alright, so indeed num1 can be 0, but num2 cannot be 0. So in this case, when we're at the divide, we can do before the display, we can do if num2 equals a 0, then display dot value should equal snarky error message, and we break out it. So this will not calculate. 0 divided by 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is 0, and 1, 2, 3 divided by 0. They did infinite, so they didn't add a snarky error message. But I did, so 0 divided by 1, 2, 3 is 0, and 1, 2, 3 divided by 0 is a snarky. I did shanarky. Should be snarky error message. Okay, we can remove this. Don't let it crash the calculator. Oh, the calculator is not crashed, it's working perfectly fine. So 1, 2, 3 divided by 0, snarky error message. Perfect. So what else do we have? ChatGPT. Okay. Minus 25 divided by 5 is minus 5. Perfect. So I'll do the percentages. 50%. Alright, so if that was in an expression, I know it will calculate 0.5 because I did it if it's a single value to calculate it percentage of 1, so 50% of 1 is 0.5. So I'm pretty sure those will work, but I have to make the calculator work with single values as well. What did I do here? Not a number, so even their example is not working, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'll make it work with single percentage values. Let me put it as a to-do. Get it working with single percentage values. Okay, let's write the decimals. 2.5 plus 3.2, 5.7, 4.5 times 2 is a 9, and 7.9 minus 2.4, 5.5, perfect. Chained calculations, expected order of operations applied. Alright, I think I can do this, so 10 plus 5, for example, times 10 plus 5 times right. Right, I know what's going wrong, and if I start it over, we do 10. So as you can see, num1 is 10, we don't have an operator still, and num2 is empty. We do 10 plus 5, and now if we click on here, it will change the operator to a times, which should be the case, don't get me wrong, but it submits the expression with the wrong operator. So if we take a look at the code, if we add the return here, let me see if that works. So, and let me remove that because it's annoying. So 10 plus 5 times 3. Yeah, so we actually have to submit it on this return statement. Doesn't let us submit it, but maybe if we move it further down after this, maybe we can fix it like that. So 10 plus 5 times 3. Now it works. Okay, 5 plus 10 minus 3, 5 plus 10 minus Okay, so this is a bit tricky. So now that worked. The 10 plus 5 times 3. Ah, it is working, but I'm just not displaying the right operator. And if we do 5 plus 10 minus 3, 12, okay. 5 plus 10 minus 3 times 2 divided by 4. Alright, so indeed the operations are working fine, we're just not displaying the right operator. And this is because I moved it here further in the back. And let's see how we're going to do that. I moved it in the back and let me switch them up as they were so I can debug it. So here 5 plus 10 times so the operator indeed becomes times, but we output it here, where here, and what will happen if we move it here? 5 plus, nope, 5 plus somewhere else we output it as well. Where else do we output it? Like here? I think this is where we're doing it, but do we have anywhere else that we post equal the operator? No. So why are we outputting it 2 times? I think one time here and another time here. So what if we don't? 5 plus 5 equals 10. What was the case again? I don't remember. What were we doing? 5 plus 10 minus 3. Minus 3. So we indeed wanted we indeed want to output it on the display like here after the operate. Alright, that makes it a bit tricky. So display dot value plus equals operator. And now if we do 10 plus 5 minus, we get plus because we update the value here. Stop nesting your code, refactor and use functions like a normal person. Sure, I take the criticism, man. Indeed, I should do that. I'm just too novice. I've only been learning for a couple of days, so it's not too easy for me. I'm just trying to get it to work, and I'm joking, my friend. No worries. I'm just trying to get it to work, and then after that, I'll refactor it. Dude, that's not nice, bro. No, leave it, man. Thank you so much. He's joking, don't worry. But yeah, what is happening is... no, don't do it, my man. It's all good. What's happening is we're displaying the value here, but we're only updating it here. So, and if we move that up, then the calculations are not going to be correct. So maybe as you said, I should use a function that will check what the operator is. Function get operator and will return operator, because no, I don't think this is going to work still, because it doesn't matter that the function is down here, right? It will not set it before that. Well, let me try, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Get operator. I don't think that will work. Okay. So 10 plus 5 minus. Yep, that doesn't work. Operator equals to key. Plus equal operator. Like right now, if I get this up top, like where it was, it will work fine, but then the calculations are not going to work fine. Plus 5 minus. See now, it outputs the correct sign, but instead of 10 plus 5, I get, when I click the minus, I get 10 minus 5. So I think I'll put it down there. At least we get the right calculations, and then we can worry about what sign we are displaying. Expecting number 2. And what happens again if we no what happens again if we return out of here? Return 10 plus 5 minus 3. Yeah, same thing. Okay. So in one case we're not displaying the correct operator. In another case we're not operating like we should. If we remove this again. We're doing 10 plus 5 minus 3 . And what happened again if we put it here? 10 plus, we get it 2 times, minus 3. Display value plus equals operator. Let me do it again. 10 plus 5 minus. Alright, so this is correct, the first one isn't. The first one we get the value 2 times. So basically an if statement, if we have, if operator equals no, then we can output display operator, and if it's wait, probably the other way around, but let's see. 10 plus 5 minus 3, no, is the same thing. The calculations all work fine, but 10 plus 5 minus Alright, so this is all good, all correct, and let's step through it. Those are not, so it will operate on this. We'll do addition. We want 10 plus 5. Return it, break it. And here we'll output num1 as the 10. Then here was the time where we output the new operator, but now we don't do it. Button equals no. Basically maybe here we can add a check. What check are we going to add though? Because we can add here if operator doesn't equal the key, then we can display dot value plus equal the key. Or just go into this if, but if it's plus, for example, it will equal the operator and then we won't go through it. So I'm thinking more like if we have the operator displayed on the screen already here, then don't go through it, but if it isn't displayed, we have to add it as a display dot value. How do we check that though? We can, I guess, check the if there is it goes into here. So the operator equals key, we do it as a minus, And here is our error. Do we need this checker? Oh, yeah, yes, we need it, but not now. But I think this is going to give me the double process again. Oh, let's see. 10 pos, yeah. So we actually have to make some check. Get rid of this if statement, I don't need it, but we have to check on the last index of the display.value, and if the last index of display.value is not a it's not an operator, then we can add it. Maybe we can check in the beginning of the if statement. It will be kind of ugly, or we can make it here actually. Let's do display.value.split. Can we do last index of JS? Last index of method of string values. It's a string. This is so cool, brother. Where are you from? Thank you so much, Apex, my man. I'm from Bulgaria. I appreciate that you find it entertaining. Right, but this gives me the last index of a given character in a string. So we need to find the last index of an array, or we can just do, I have servers in Bulgaria. What servers for Jacob? Wow, what do you do? I subscribe, bro. Keep up the hard work. Thank you so much, my man. I love Bulgaria. Yeah, me too, man. I guess if you have servers, you've came here. But where are you from, and what do you do? I'm interested. API. Perfect. What for? We can do split and then fishing. Oh, that's very interesting. You have a fishing boat. You go to the Black Sea. Reverse JS. Whoa. Wow. Alright, so if we do reversed, we can reverse the string, so we can split it and do reverse. What are you trying to do? Maybe I'm overthinking it, my man, but what I want to do is basically check whenever we press, see how I get the two poses here. Is kind of hard to explain at the moment, but I can do it like this, and I don't want the two poses basically, but if I remove this, if I comment it, I'll comment this as well, I guess. If I comment this out, if I do the plus and do a minus, then I don't get the minus. So I'm trying to check when I click on an operator if num2, num1, so the first number is not null, and I've clicked on a number, I want to display the minus. I did it like that in the past, but now it's not working. So now what I'm trying to check is check on the last index of the expression in the display, and if it's an operator, then skip it, but if it's if there is no operator and I've clicked on an operator, then display it. So I can see you check on the last char in a string if it's, yeah, basically. I'm not sure, probably it's not the right way to do it, but I'm too deep at the moment. We'll refactor it later. Yeah. So I can do split and reverse, and then I can check, I can put it in a variable, check disp equals this, and if check disp 0 equals, now can I do basic operators dot includes? No, I can do it like not equals, but get this out of here, and in the includes enter this. So if it doesn't include it, I guess, so we can flip it, and then we can go into this. Let's try. Okay. Is basic operators, yeah. I've put in an array. So let's try it. Plus 5 minus 3. Yeah. So I still don't get the minus. What if it's like this? 10 plus 5 minus 3. No. If basic operators includes, I don't have to do it in those brackets. Yeah. Let's see. Should you override the display value? I just want to add the operator at the back rather than append. If I try to override the whole thing, I have to get like the whole numbers, the expressions. Maybe it could be done that way, but that's how I've been doing it so far. Wait, so 10 plus 5 minus 3. Right, I think it works now. 10 minus 5 minus 3. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. 10 plus 5 minus 3. Yeah. So I think that's working correctly. I've asked ChatGPT to give me like expressions I can try. Nice work. Thank you so much. I don't think this is the cleanest way to do it. Probably not, but I'm trying to get it working first, and then after that we can refactor it. Minus 3 times 2 divided by 4. Perfect. I like this a lot. I like how it's working. I'm just going to commit it, so we have that version in GitHub. Git add all, and then do git commit. Nice work, bro. Thank you so much. Mwah. Thank you, Apex. Thank you so much, my guy. So what we did last, we made the division by 0, output a snarky error, and we did bug fixing with how operators are shown. What Linux distro are you using? Just Ubuntu. And now we can just push it. Perfect. So we have still a few more to do's. We have to get it working with single percentage value. So for example, if we do 50%, this should be 0.1. And this can be done pretty easily, I guess, because here we check if num1 is not if num1 is filled basically, and num2 has a value and the operator is not null, then we go into this. But we can add another if statement if there is only num1 and num1 is a percentage. Have you ever tried TypeScript? No, I haven't gone into that still. I'm only on day 11, so we'll go into that. I'm pretty hyped about TypeScript, but I heard that you should learn like JavaScript pretty... start working with JavaScript, get familiar with it, and then jump onto TypeScript. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about TypeScript as well. Wow, you're very advanced for day 11, very impressive. Thank you so much. I work as a COBOL developer, so I know a bit about programming and I've done it kind of in the past, but yeah, this is day 11 of becoming a full stack dev. And in GitHub I've done it for a bit more than 11 days, but I just started streaming 11 days ago. If you check my profile, see if I've done it for about a month now. So not really day 11, but yeah. Now we want to check if num1 has a value and is num1% is true, so this should be true, and we also want num2 to not have a value, so num2 equals to that. Then we can call we can display dot value to percent with num1, but we have to parse it. So parse float. Right, let's see how that works. So 4%, 10%, no. Let me see. We have the watch points now. You cannot see it from my cam probably. I'm going to shut down my cam just so you can see what I have set here as watch points. So for example, if we have 10%, I have to put in a breakpoint somewhere. Put it here maybe. 10% equals, so we have the num1 set as 10% and is num1 perk is true, so the display value should be output to parse float num1, but I think what is happening is, wait, let's step through it. What happened here? Parse float num1. We're just parsing float, but we're not calling the what is that again? Yes, we're just parsing float, but we're not calling the percent, so of course percent, silly me. Okay, let's remove the breakpoint and try again. Save it. So 10% is not a number. This is because we're taking the percent as well with the number, and we're trying to do calculation on A is 1 and B is 10%, so 1 times 10%, which is interesting because here, for example, if we do, okay, but I'm going to sleep, good luck on your project. Thank you so much for tuning in, my guy. Really appreciate you, and have a good night's sleep, my guy, and hopefully I see you next time. Thank you so much, Apex, for tuning in. That is kind of strange, because if we do like 147 times 5%, or 147 plus 5% actually would be easier. And if we can step through it, we can see that, just a sec, maybe here put in a breakpoint, refresh it. I'll shut down my webcam. So 140, no, 140, where do we put the breakpoint? Like here. 147 plus 5%. So you can see that it's 5% here in num2. And if we click equals and step through it, then if num1 is percent, this is false. Is num2%, this is true. So we go into it, and what do we do here? We do the same basically, which gives us 7.5, but it's taking 5 and not 5%, and if we do it with a single number, it's giving us that error. So let me try again with 5% and see what we get. Equals. So we go through that and display dot value. Okay. So we get A as 5 and B as undefined, so this is not working correct. I wanted it to have like a default value on A, and if A is not set, then have that default value and get B as input. So probably I've not done it right, because here, oops, as you can see, A is 5 but B is undefined, and we want A to be 1 and B to be 5. So set a default value in a function arg if no value is provided. JS default parameters. So it's basically what I've written, which JavaScript default to undefined. However, to undefined parameters are still set left to right, overwriting default parameters even if there are later parameters without default. So I think what's happening is we should do it b equals 1 and flip them. So b equals 1, we get the a, and we do b times a, although I don't think it matters. But let's see now if that works. So 147 plus 5% equals, okay, so this works fine. Let me just do it one more time because I think I saw something plus 5. No, alright, so that is working correctly. And if we just do 5% equals, perfect. So this is indeed working as expected. Nice. I just had to flip the two values. So this is one thing of the to-do list. Get it working with single percentage values. We can remove this. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we have 3 more things to do around answers with long decimals so that they don't overflow the screen. I'm going to have to test that. What else? Let them type in decimals. Alright, let them type in decimals, but the dot can only be pressed once, and that is not the case. Maybe what I can do is I can probably leverage that, and if it's a decimal, just don't do anything, I guess. So we can put this in a bracket, and outside of it say or if key triple equals a dot, then what do we want to check? Operator equals key, but yeah, this is not going to work, because then if the key is a dot, we'll set the operator as a dot. So maybe we first want to check if no. Alright, I'll set it as its own thing, and after that we can refactor it, I guess, but for now it will be easier for me if I can make it a new if statement. Alright, and here we actually don't want to check for num1 or basic operators, we just want to see if key triple equals a dot, then we can still, we don't need that, we can still set this check this, and if the last value is, or the first in this case, but triple equals a dot, actually if it doesn't, we can put this in display value plus equals a dot, but else we don't do anything. No, that alright, I think I crashed it. 4 point, yeah, I still get it. Maybe this has to be somewhere in the beginning, and we should return return. So 4 point. No, this way we cannot get anything as a point. So if key is the dot, and if the last one is not a dot, then we should display value at dot and return. But that's not the case. Maybe add the return here. I'm just guessing at this point. 4.5 point. Yeah, that's not working at all. So I'm going to remove that. We're going to act as it never happened. And I'm going to take a quick break, 10 minutes, and be right back. I'm going to let my head rest for a second and be right back, guys. Thank you so much. BRB. Alright, I'm back, so we have a little bit more work to do, and we were trying to see if a number is a decimal, and if it's a decimal number, then we should only be able to put in one decimal point. And I guess we should do this sort of in here, and I was thinking maybe although we should also do this for the percentage. 4%, 4%. Yeah, we should also be able to do this for the percentage. They should not be able to put in 4 like percent, and so on. So let's see, we should do it somewhere around here. And where do we check if num is perk, if operator includes? So this is only for the calculations, but we should check somewhere if the number is already a percentage. We should not be able to input another percent into this number, or if it's already a decimal point, we should not be able to put another decimal point into this number. So why you stuck in same process? I don't know where you left off, but we've made some progress. Right now I'm just trying to make it so a person cannot like spam decimal points or percent values. Right, so maybe somewhere around here we should add another if. Type 2 plus 2, let me check, 2 plus 2, type 2 plus 2, let me check, there you go. Let me see. So if is no 1%, if that's true already, and the key that we're pressing and key triple equals %, then we want to return. And where do we set the percentage actually? Where do we set those to true? Here. So we should do another if. Nice. Yeah, 2 plus 2 works. Perfect. So we should set another if and we'll add more flags. So we'll add is num1 decimal, and this is number 2 decimal. So here if key triple equals a dot, then we make is num1 dec equal to true, and we do the same for num2. And then before that we want to add another check if num1 is percentage already, and the key we're pressing is a percentage. We want to return out of it. Also we want to do this for for the decimal. Make a calculator of more functions like trigonometric, logarithms and power. Yes, I would love to, but I think I'll save it for the future, because already with these functions it's already complicated, and I've been doing it for I think 3 or 4 days now, so I'm going to leave this for another time. So we want to check if number 1 is percentage, so if that is set to true already and the key we're pressing is a percentage, we want to skip all this and not display or add anything to num1. After JavaScript, what you're going to learn, I'm just going to follow the path from the Odin project. So if we check all paths, the full stack JavaScript, we're then learning intermediate HTML and CSS, more JavaScript, advanced HTML, CSS, React, databases, Node.js. So I'm going to follow through this. We're on the fundamentals part, but we're 95% done. This is the final project. As you can see, I went through everything else. The calculator is the last one, and then this is not really a lesson. So have you completed React.js? No, only the fundamentals. Alright, so if that is true, we want to skip over it also, or we want if is num1 dec and key triple equals a dot, then we also want to skip over it, and we can just copy those and we'll make it for num2. We want to return, get out of here. Although I think what's going to happen is because here we're not editing the display itself, we're only editing the number, but we'll see. What's your favorite dish? Maybe sashimi, like the salmon one, raw salmon. So we have to set the is num decimal also to false each time we reset the calculator. Girlfriend, yes, I have a wife. She's sleeping at the moment, it's too early. Alright, so here also in 3 places we have to set it. So let's test it out, see how it's working. I'm going to shut my webcam off just so we can see the watch values. I'm also going to add is num1 decimal and is num2 decimal. Okay, so we can try adding 4 point, and num1 is now decimal 4.5, and now we really shouldn't be able to add another dot, but we're able to. And this is because, see, now the number doesn't change, which is okay, but we're still adding it to the screen. And this is because, where are we doing that? I think somewhere, wait, where are we updating the screen with the number? Somewhere we should have display.value plus equal key. Yeah, so we're actually updating the display value before we go into this return, and it kind of doesn't matter that we're returning it day or night. It's early in the morning, it's 8 AM currently. So instead of this, maybe we should put this display value underneath, but let me double check. Because see, no, okay, keep it up, bro. Thank you so much, my guy. Let's try to put this further down. Let's try it here and see. No, this will not work. Okay, what if we put it after each one? So right here and right here. So 4 times 5. Alright, I think that works now, at least I think so. 2 times. Alright, so it's not it is something with how we've written this if statement, because num2 now is false, so we technically should be able to put in a decimal point, but because num1 is decimal, we cannot do that. So we have to say I did it wrong here. No, I haven't. Wait. So if this is true, so if it's a percent and the key we're pressing is a percentage, so this is not true because we're pressing the dot, and this is also not a percentage. So, or is num1 decimal? It is, and we're pressing the decimal point, so we're going into the return, but actually we should check if num2 is decimal, and actually maybe we can just flip them over, but let me think about it. I think by flipping them over we'll be able to get it working. So have this here and this here. Let me try again. So 4.5. No, again it will not work. Plus 2. No. Again it's failing on this. So We should also incorporate the expecting num2 to be true, because right in the beginning we have 4.5 and so on, and we cannot press the dot anymore. But if we put in an operator, now we're expecting num2, so we should not care about num1 anymore. And how we're going to do this, we have to add in, let me just revert those back to how they were, num2, and we have to say expecting num2 equals to true, or we can just leave it like that. And in the first case we want and expecting num2 with exclamation. So right now 4.5 point, alright, plus 2.3 point equals, so this should be 6.8. Perfect. Perfect, so that is working at the moment, and we wait, is it also working for the percentage signs? 2%, yeah, plus, wait, 2% plus, it's evaluating the expression a bit too early, but what if we do 0.4 plus 5%, yeah, we cannot input more percentages. Perfect. And now when I said that, so we're done with let them type in decimals, only be pressed once and so on. We only have to take care of these 2 points right now, and I just got reminded about those long decimals so that they don't overflow the screen. Give me an equation that will have long decimals and will overflow the screen. 1 divided by 7. Alright, so let's try this. 1 divided by 7 equals alright, uh, 8, 5, 7, so on. 8, 5, 7, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5. Alright, they said, what did they say exactly? They said, make the calculator work. Long. You should round answers with long decimals so that they don't overflow the display. Now, what exactly is too long? I'm not sure. What is too long for the calculator? Where should I round the numbers? For calculators, the optimal display length depends on the readability and so on. 10 significant digits. Now, I think maybe the maximum we should have is without this 8.5. So how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That is 17 with the decimal point. If there wasn't a decimal point, I don't know how much there would be. But nonetheless, let's see how to round it to till the 16th digit, for example. How do I round up an expression? Can be decimal up to the 16th digit. To round up a decimal, mat round to fixed. So round number rounds to 16 decimal places. Does it round the number up though? Yeah, it does, because it's 4, 5, 6, and then we get 4, 5, 6, 8 because it rounds it up. Okay, I think that is enough using mat round. So let me just read through those. To round the decimal expression to the 16 digits in JavaScript, you can use toFixed method or mat round with some adjustments. Here's how to do it. Method 1, using toFixed. The toFixed method rounds the number to a specified number of decimal places and returns it as a string. Okay, and mat round for more control. Alternatively, you can use mat round by multiplying and dividing to control the precision. In both methods, toFixed will round the number, performs rounding by shifting the decimal point. I think maybe I'll use the toFixed. Now, shall I do it here when I return the numbers, or shall I do it when I'm displaying this value? Let me try it when returning the numbers. So can I just do this in well, let me do it for the division just so I can test it. Can I do this in brackets and then do toFixed 16? Let's see if I can do that. And then 1 divided by 7 equals. Alright, so we don't get that many numbers, maybe to 15. So 1 divided by 7. Okay, yeah, I think that is enough. So we can do this for all the numbers. This. And for the percentage as well. Okay. So now I think we're done with this as well. And we're just going to do the bonus now, which is the keyboard support. How to add keyboard support to JavaScript. Add keyboard input using JavaScript. I want to add keyboard support to my calculator when I press operations with keyboard. Okay. JS sees it as a number, not as operation, for example. Okay. If current operation, so on. So what are they doing? Function check calc key, switch key. Alright, probably I'll have to watch a tutorial or something just to see how to get the keyboard inputs. Right now I can write on the calculator, but wait, if I click here I'll be able to write with the numpad, for example. And I won't be able to click the buttons though with the numpad, so I want to see how to click the numbers with the numpad. And I want to read through this once again to see if I missed anything, but should not evaluate more a single pair. Okay, you should round the numbers. Pressing equals before entering all the numbers or an operator could cause problems. Yeah, I think disable the dot button if there is already a decimal point. Add a backspace button. Add keyboard support. Alright, so only the keyboard support is left. Maybe we can watch a quick video together on how to add keyboard support. Add keyboard input using JavaScript. I think this is what I need. How to interact with the keyboard, JavaScript tutorial. This is a bit shorter. Let me just listen to them for a second, see which one is better.
You can add keyboard input to your...
Okay, I like this one. What about
hey,
this one?
How's it going, guys? My name is Dom, and today we're going to be having a look at interacting with Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Dom,
Right,
and
maybe
today
we're going
gonna
to
be
watch this
having
one.
a look at interacting with the keyboard using JavaScript. Now, right here, I've got this index.html, and I've also got this page opened up in the browser with the Chrome developer tools open. So let's begin this video by talking about how we can, of course, respond to when the user presses a key on the keyboard. So this is all going to be done using keyboard events. Okay, so essentially you'll need to bind keyboard events to some sort of HTML elements. Now, if you want your keyboard events to work no matter what the user is doing on the page, it's probably a good idea to bind those keyboard events to the body itself. So going inside this script tag right here, let's just say document.body.addEventListener. Now we're going to be listening for first off the key down event. Okay, so the key down event is one of the keyboard events, and essentially it's going to fire off when the user presses a key down on their keyboard. Okay, so if I was to now go inside this function and I say console.log, you pressed down. Okay, let's have a look at what happens in the console. So I'll save this, go back in the browser here, I'll refresh, and then I'm going to press a key down on my keyboard and we get you pressed down. Now if I was to hold down a key, for example something like this, we can see the event is continuously firing off at small increments. So 180 events just fired off because I held down the letter Q for about 5 to 10 seconds. So
Okay.
that right there is your key down event. Now, if I just go back inside the code here, of course, just to clarify, this arrow function is going to run whenever the event is fired off. And of course, you can put your own code inside here to react to those events. Now, the key down event is going to be perfect for quick reactions. For example, if you are building a JavaScript game, you may want to react quickly to the user's input, therefore the key down event might be a good choice. Now, before moving on to the next keyboard event, I want to briefly show you the event object. So if we place EV inside these parentheses here, I'm now going to say console.log ev.key. Okay, so this right here is going to give us information as to what key we pressed. If I save this, go back in the browser, refresh, I now press the A key, we get A. Oh, my mistake. Let's go in the actual, web page itself and try again. I'll press A and we get A right there. Okay. If I press Z, we get Z, and so on. If I was to press the space bar, we get space, just like that. If I press enter, we get enter. So that right there is how you're able to, of course, react to key down and also check what key the user has clicked on. So, or pressed, should I say. So of course you can say something like, if ev.key is equal to B, then do something down here, as an example. So that is your first keyboard event. Now, I'm going to change this code back to simply being console.log, and I'll just say something like decode, alright? Now, let's change the keyboard event to be key up instead.
Okay, so yes, I know.
Bingo.
When you release the button, okay.
Cut. Fire. You just say EV. There is one last keyboard event to briefly cover, and that is called key press. So if I change this to be key press, I'll save this, go back to the browser, refresh.
This will be up and down.
Keys, it's going to work. Now, this key press event is not recommended to be used anymore, and it behaves in a very similar fashion, if not exactly the same, as the key down event. So I just want to quickly bring to your attention that key press does exist, and you may find it online throughout different code bases or tutorials and so on, but as of 2023, it is not recommended that you use the key press event. Stick to key down and key up. Now, before moving on to the next part of this video, I want to quickly cover input fields, because as we just saw, there were no input fields being used to demonstrate those examples. So I just want to quickly cover, if I create a new input, okay, with a type of text, and I'll give this an ID of something like my text field, or my input field maybe, that probably works better. So if I was to now go inside the JavaScript, I'll say const my input field equal to document.getElement by ID, pass through here my input field. So now, of course, I've selected the input field using JavaScript. If I then say my input field.
Have you done the calculator project? Yes, I have. Now the only thing we need to add is keyboard support, so whenever I start clicking on the numpad, I want to start typing into the keyboard, but basically it all works fine. As of right now, I can quickly show you. For example, you cannot spam decimal points anymore, you cannot spam percentages, although this is not correct, but anyways, 2.5 for example plus 5%, you cannot spam percentages, and so on. We've truncated the wait, let me check something, because I think now times 2, yeah. Alright, so what I tried to do here, why it's outputting that many processes, is basically I'm outputting .to fixed, and maybe I should use mat round instead. Let me just see how that was done. Number times. So yeah, I shouldn't use toFixed because then it outputs the zeros as well. Let's try math round. But good thing that you asked me, because I wouldn't have noticed. Math around this number. Okay. And I think I need one more. No, I don't need that. Here make it 15. So I can just copy this whole thing, and instead of divide, make it times. Instead of this, make it minus. Do you have any kids? No, still not. Let me do plus here. Let's see how this is going to work. If it's going to work, 2 times 5 times 2. Alright. And 1 divided by 7. Alright, so that works a lot nicer. We just have to make it for the percent as well. So if we remove this toFixed and do math.round, we add in we add a bracket. Oh my god. We add in another one and do times 1e15 divided by 1e15. 0 divided by 0, it will output a snark error message, since you cannot divide by 0. But yeah, I think this should be it. Times 3. Yep. 1 divided by 7. You can divide 0 by 14, for example. It is 0. But alright. So the last thing we have to do is add keyboard support, and that's why I'm watching this video, to see how to do it exactly.
So add event listener and listen for the input event. Okay. I'm just going to now console.log here. Hello. Okay, I'll save this, go back in the browser, refresh here. Now if I was to enter some input inside the input field, I'll press space, we get hello right there. Now, the reason why I covered this is because technically this is not a keyboard event, but it is very similar. Of course, the primary way in which users get data into an input field is going to be through their keyboard, but it does not mean that the input event is a keyboard event. Okay, for example, if I was to copy this hello and I paste it inside the input field, it fires off again, as we can see there with the number 2. So I didn't use my keyboard and the event still fired off. So just wanted to quickly cover there that, of course, the input event and the change event are not technically keyboard events, even though they're typically triggered via the keyboard. Okay, so the first 2, key down, key up, they're actual keyboard events. Now, the last part of this video is going to be to cover the keyboard event object in a bit more detail. We saw ev.key just before, but I want to explore that a little bit further. So I'm just going to Control Z and undo my changes here and go back to our keyboard event example, and I'll just change this to be key down. Okay.
Key down.
Actually, let's make it key up. Okay. Cool. I'm now going to console.log ev, so the actual event object itself. I'll save this, go back to the browser, refresh here, and we can see if I was to provide some input or a key up event, I'll press A and let go. This is our keyboard event object. We could see here it says keyboard event, and it is triggered by the key up and the key down events. Now, when I say triggered, it's not the best word to use. Maybe it's better to say it's provided by the key.
Do some complicated calculations with your calculator. I kind of did. I asked here ChatGPT to give me calculations so I can try my calculator, and it seems to be working fine. It passed everything it gave me, but maybe I can try some more complex ones, or at least as complex as they can get with 4 operators.
Key up and the key up event. But anyway,
But I tested it and it looks fine for now.
Grab hold of this object here, and it contains information about the event. So we can see here we have a couple of properties that are important. Alt key equal to false. We have control key equal to false. If I scroll down, we've also got the shift key equal to false. And we can see the key property that we discovered earlier.
Alright, so
onto your website.
I have some general idea of how we're going to do that. But the thing is, right here I've added an event listener for click, and I can probably add a document.event listener for key down, for example. Let's say document dot add event listener for key down, and then do a function with e again, and then inside we can function, yeah, I forgot the comma, but then we can console.walk the e dot key. And now if we save this and go into the console, I can now input with the numpad. Alright, and I can type as well, but I can listen on only those, for example, the ones that I need. Now, how do I translate a press on the keyboard to this, basically? If e.target.quasList.contains calc button. So here I'm listening for clicks on the calculator, but how do I translate presses on the numpad to clicks on the calculator? Because basically what I can do is copy all of this and put it inside here, but I don't think this is the best way to do it. What if I do just E, for example? Oops. Go eat some meal. Yes, I have to in a minute, but I have work in half an hour as well. So basically the 7 and the 7 on the what is that just popped up? Anyways, if I click 7 on the calculator and I click 7 on the numpad, the thing we can compare is there's the key. So and can we do e.target, which I don't think we can do it. Yes, we can, and the target is the whole document, so that is not going to work, but e.key I think it's going to work with the exception that here the multiply is an asterisk and on our calculator is an X. But we'll figure this out. What we can say is add event listener for key down and probably I can output this into its separate function, so we can call this either from add event listener for click or add event listener for key down. And for click we're going to call it with e.target wait calc button. So on keyboard e.key equals e.target.text content on click. So if we listen for a click, we can call a separate function with an e, but e.target.text. This will output the whole HTML. Cannot read properties of undefined. Yes, now it will output the whole HTML. I don't need this. I just need e.key. The easy thing would be to just copy this whole thing and instead of const key here equals to e.target, just set it to e.key, but then this whole thing will be repeated, which is not the best. And so how do I do it for this to either figure out if it was called from the click event or the keyboard event and do separate things and alright, so I can output this into its own function. So wait, where does this event listener end? Why can I not scroll? Alright, so if I do function do calc, for example, and I take in an event as an input, Then inside I can do if e dot target dot text content is equal to no. Basically do some kind of check if e dot target dot text content is a valid key, and check if e dot key is a valid key. And we have an OR, and then we have const key as equal to e dot key, and in this case we have const key equal to e dot target dot text content, and from then on it will be the same. So we'll be able from those two event listeners to call do calc with e. And then within that function check somehow if e dot if the key was pressed from the keyboard or from clicking, and then set the key to whatever was pressed by clicking or by the keyboard. Now how am I going to do those checks is the interesting part. So right here I'm not doing any checks because I'm listening on the keyboard, and there is nothing that you cannot press on the keyboard. Like for example, there is not a brackets here that I can press, so I don't have to check on it. But for the keyboard, for the key down events, I should introduce some kind of check for valid characters. Function, so maybe have a const of valid keys, and this should be like an array of this would have been good if I could just copy all of this. So C whatever that is, the backspace. What happens if I click on backspace? It's just backspace. Okay, so maybe I can say backspace. Then we have the percentage, percent. What else we have? This 7, 8. This will be tricky. Is there a way to set all the calc button values as an array? I think there is. How do I make all the... Wait, I'm just going to copy this. The calc button values into an array. Document query selector all. Output will be alright. So I guess good enough. Yeah, this is 10 times better than writing it out. So we now have this array of valid keys, and if e dot target dot text content, actually let's say valid keys dot includes, although maybe it will include it because the e dot target dot text content will include the whole document. I'm not sure. Let's first try with valid keys dot includes e dot key. So if that's the case, then we want const key equal to e dot key, and and if it's like this, we want to set const key equals to e dot target dot text content, and let's see now, then we want to take off this if e dot target dot class list contains calc button. Maybe we can get rid of this check. Let me try to where do we have to stop in this before this if? Okay, so all of this, if we can take it and get it out of here, put it inside here, and just here we can comment this out for now, and we'll just do calc with e, and also here we'll do calc with e. So let's see now, valid keys includes so wait, what is that? Why is that? Let me see. If valid keys dot includes, it's not a function. Valid keys document dot query selector all calc button. So why is that? 61. Where else do I have in includes? operator IDs dot includes operator IDs. Can I console log the valid keys just to see what is wrong here? Can we do console.log valid keys? Alright, we're getting a node list. We're getting it does an array of objects or a node list of objects, but I just want the thing in between the buttons. Array from, I forgot that. Okay. Valid keys, not but const button collection, and we'll do basically this, and then valid keys will be an array from button collection array from button collection. So we can now console log valid keys, and let's see what we get. Alright, so this looks more like it. If we type 5, key is not defined, we'll get it on line 71. Alright, so it seems like it doesn't set the key, const key. I think this e.key just messes with the const key, which is kind of unfortunate, because with written key all around this place and this e.key, we cannot overwrite it. But let me see if that's the case. Can we do key 2, and if key 2 key 2 Alright, so at least if that's the case now, key 2 is not defined. Alright, so maybe that's not the case, but for some reason it doesn't go into that if statement, or we have to const the key before this if statement. Const key and here we can do that. Missing initializer in const decoration, missing initializer. Why is that? Missing init. Also, we have to set it to equal something. If it's equal to no. Let's see now, for assignment to constant value, let, okay, Oh, sure, perfect. So now I can actually write with the keyboard. Plus 5 equal 5 plus 6 wait, 5 plus 6 I cannot type in the equals because the shift is no. But nonetheless, if we just do the keyboard, 5 plus 6 equals 11, 10 plus 5 minus 3 times 2 divided by 4, 5 dot dot dot. Yeah, it seems to be working. And I don't need this console walk anymore, I don't think so. Now I can type with the keyboard, but it's still not 100%. I think I'm going to leave this either for tomorrow or for later, because I have to go to work. We've already did more than 3 hours and I'm really happy with how far we're progressing. So I'm going to save all this, push it to GitHub, and I'll see you guys either later or tomorrow. Thanks so much for the support, truly appreciate you guys, and we'll see each other probably tomorrow or later today. See you all, bye bye.